Hey, yo, good games, Maelstrom. Good games, bro. All right, Neo, I'm gonna just have a seat. And I'll join yours. Yo, sorry for whoever's next. I definitely promised Neo a set before today started. What's up, Blue? All right, Neo, let's go, baby. Your DJ inspires me. Does it? I'd imagine like actual DJ mains would look at my DJ and not like it. Yeah, how was Frosty for you?
Challenger. Here's to a fair round one. Fight.
It's a classic bait right there, bitch nigga. Love doing that to scrub ass cammies. Bro, why is this guy trying so fucking hard?
I must refute. Round 2. Fight.
Okay. Supposed to be DI, bro. Cameron is so retarded, man. It's just...
Locked on.
Surprise, I'm surprised. Just right in here, bro. Oh, you ass.
JP wins. Arcade.
Yo, Neil, you definitely leveled up, bro. Good shit. I like it.
Here's round 1. Fight. You'll excuse me. I am uncool. You'll excuse me. Care to hear how this ends? In ruin. Away. Break through. Now observe. You threaten. Meaningless efforts. To action. Break through. Here. No. Now observe. No. Break through. Here. JP wins!
Old. He was a buddy of mine. He was actually he was the president of like a bike club. They like to call it bike club. It's definitely a motorcycle game. But no, he was always good people to me. I like it. Give me a second.
Care to hear how this ends? In ruin.
Zongia wins! Round one. Fight!
See how many times this moron does the overhead. I've punished it full screen twice for a full combo. Let's see if he does it again. He actually just did it again. I just don't want to be mid-screen, but it's like, this guy's so dumb, I can just get a full combo off this idiot anytime. Bro, this dude's actually retarded. I just keep fucking up. Watch him do it again. The overhead, bro. Far away. I see some desperation.
JP wins!
Fucking hilarious.
Round one. Fight!
I think the overhead's safe. I might just fucking... Yeah, this guy's actually just dumb. Like, he just doesn't understand what a punish is. Just doesn't know anything, but I'm getting to master on Street Fighter V. I can get a round off me. I mean, a game off me. It's fucking crazy. Let's go. Do the overhead. I'm gonna literally tell this guy. I'm gonna invite him to a room. Okay, never mind. Crazy, just no idea what he's doing on the game. I punished, I think, how many times did I do the full screen punish? 3-4 times, and this idiot still goes for the overhead. While in, you know, while it's negative close range. Fucking idiot, bro.
Here comes a new challenger.
Ready? Then show me.
An honor to be shown.
Round one. Fight.
Okay, I'm coming for you. Go!
Akuma wins.
Oh, what's up? I wasn't looking at the chat. Definitely not playing the scrub again. Yeah, I got I'm going to a job interview on Thursday, I think. So
Special match.
it's probably because we're near a city though, like you know, like it's a major city where well, you're closer than me, but I'm in the suburbs of it, so.
Here comes a new challenger.
Or actually, I don't know, weren't you in close to Miami or something? Oh, this fucking watch what I do to this guy. This dumbass does the same shit every time. He's gonna just do an overhead a million times. Oh, you got lucky, bitch. Wonder if it's because there's a lot more blacks in this area, and like they're like cycling through blacks at all times. I don't know. Surprised you're awake at this time. Bitch. Mostly like the inner cities and shit, I guess. The South is like notorious for being like brown, you know, because they don't have dangerous winters. So all those states that don't have harsh winters, it's just like all the homeless migrate over there. No matter what, bro. Do all the bullshit you want. Zangief's for fucking idiots in this game too. I don't know who was saying that on Twitter. Talking about how there's a million Zangiefs in this game, and in the last game no one played Zangief. Well, I wonder why. Yeah, expectations were low, yeah. I don't know, I'm just trying to get a job for the, like, just to see how it goes, I guess. I have basically no expectations, so. A lot of jobs for me are actually in Troy. I don't know how close that is to you. Might be closer. Well, it's probably closer to me than you, but that's like the hub of this area. It's Troy, where it's like, you know, all the, it's a big Muslim population and shit. But do that again, please do that again. Watch me lose to this idiot second time. Oh my god, I pressed forward on accident. This is an absolute idiot. Like, I punished this overhead a million times and this dumb fuck can't get it through his head that it's punishable. Just like lost because I just wasn't paying attention earlier. Can't do that, you bitch. That's what I'm talking about. He's a fucking idiot. I've done that to him like 20 times, and this is probably someone black, I'm gonna guess. There's no pattern recognition. I do this something to him a million times and he keeps doing it. Does it again. Yeah, it does lots of work. It has a lot of like food, like restaurants. I actually used to work there when I worked at that warehouse shit. In this actual area I'm in, there's really not a lot of jobs. Like, I mean, there's some, but most of them are like it's not as many as in Troy and shit. Yeah, he has zero pattern recognition. Yeah. He's probably going to do it again. Or either that or he's just playing on autopilot. Probably is. Anyone who does jab a million times is playing on autopilot. Like, why is he pressing right now? That's my question. I played this idiot yesterday. He was using Zangief. I was playing with Akuma. And he was playing all cocky, and I invited him to a battle lounge and destroyed him. Gotta be careful, this idiot has a super. Yeah, this dude's definitely what's sad is this guy's like 300 hours in ranked. That dude's a fucking idiot. Next time I see him, I'm 100% 2-0ing him. Yeah, it's a good place to work. Yeah. The place, I mean, I'm not going to say it on stream, but I got a job interview Thursday. It's like a major, basically they hire anyone. Hold on. Basically, it's like a rotate. What do they call that? A revolving door. So they just do mass hiring. I knew some people at my last job that worked here. It's like kind of an office type job, but it's just gonna try it. Even if it sucks, at least I can say I worked in like an office job or something, and I can just, you know, lie on my resume and yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I were you, honestly, I would just go back to the tech stuff and just work like and you know, become like a programmer or something, because like the whole business shit, it's like a 1 in a million chance. Like even if you're high IQ and even if you do everything right, it's just like, it's just capitalism is more about like, what does Nick Land say about it? It's like basically it's like basically what's best doesn't always succeed in capitalism. It's more about like who owns the industry, basically. So like, let's say something like Amazon gets created right now, but it's better than Amazon and it's faster. It wouldn't matter because Bezos runs the shit. So yeah. I don't know. I kind of want to go into something like that too, but like I just don't have the, what do you call it? Like the focus to sit down. Like like I was the other day, I was like learning like how to do Excel shit, and like I opened the thing, whatever it was, to, you know, introduce me to it, and then I just instantly like started like just doing nothing basically, and just wanted to play video games. So yeah, I should, because I did because like for all the like jobs that I want to do, like that suit me, it's all like tech type stuff, you know. It's like either data entry or I don't know what, like programming, and I just don't like talking to people, dealing with people. I don't like it's just the only thing that I can do where it's like kind of at my own pace and alone and shit. But the thing is, if I want to be serious about something, I have to do it while I'm working, or I'm just gonna do nothing. So I have to, you know, like I was thinking about, I don't know, you just have to have discipline in life. Like you just sit around and do nothing all day, you're gonna continue to do nothing. So I just gotta get a job, force myself to do it. If I can't focus on side shit, then I'll just be a wage slave forever. And then if I can, then I can. That's, you know, that's the reality of the situation, basically. So yeah, it sucks in the beginning. Yes, I mean, I've done the worst jobs imaginable though, so that's why I consider like anything that's like office related, it's just, I don't think it'll be that bad for me unless it's like some overly social environment or something. But other than that, I don't think it'll be that bad. Like my metric is basically like, okay, if black people are working there, obviously I can work there, like, or like immigrants and shit. So it's second, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a piss. Yeah, the thing is though, you learned how to do like data entry already. Like you already knew how to do that shit. Not that coding, I guess, is the same as that, but you already like did some data entry, had skills, and then kind of just converted into programming. And like I was watching this other guy who kind of did the same thing. I think that's like the natural like way to do it. You know, it's like, why would you learn how to program if you don't know like basic shit in data entry? It's just. Yeah, plus you're like doing oh my god. Plus you're doing like, you're trying to make your own website, right? So like it's probably more fun because you're using it towards something. Like there's this schizo guy, 100% I'm gonna lose this. There's this schizo guy who's like coding, like all he does is code. I think he's on SSI or something in Australia, and he's just like programming, but he's like trying to make his own game. So I feel like he's just, part of it is you're trying to like make your own shit, I guess. Like Terry Davis, he was making his own website. It's funny, this is the worst matchup in the game, and it's still not as bad as it was when I played Falc with this character. Yeah, so. I don't know, they actually called me today, the thing. Yeah, like I already have an interview scheduled, but they like called me today, like, but I was asleep. So I'm gonna just call them back in the morning and stay up all night, basically. Yeah, plus like when you were working that office job in Florida, like you had no way to save money basically, you know, so like at least if you get a job now you can just like kind of leech off your parents and actually save all your money, you know, so it's like less depressing, I guess. Yeah, because I guess they want you to. The thing is, I missed their call though, so I'm gonna call them tomorrow. But I missed their call, but I'll just come up with some excuse. I mean, this job just like I guess hires anyone, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, they want you to like show incentive and shit, like, you know, it shows that you're that you want the job or something. This is how you're supposed to play JP. Exactly how. If you're not in this situation, you're gonna lose. Yeah, you can save. Yeah. saw you saw that shit of dates like shit talking anime. That's funny. This dude's horrible. I don't know how he got into this fucking rank.
JP wins. Special match.
Yeah. I showed Snob that tweet. I don't know if he really read it though, but yeah. I mean, most people aren't gonna like. I mean, like I said, a lot of the stuff he says, it's just like attacking kind of a lot of the traits I have, but I don't take it personally. It's more of just like he's right about shit. Like I just can't. I can't deny when someone's right about something. I just can't do it. I mean, obviously not all anime is actually bad, but it's like everything else. Like the majority of it sucks. And it's like a lot of the anime people, like all they do is watch anime. And it's like once you've seen like, you know, like 10 or 15 of the best anime, it's like, why are you still watching anime? It's just... It's like, just all these people in these communities, they're all just like mentally ill, honestly. Like, they're all just like, it's like what Seb said, you know, they're all just, yeah, it's pop culture. It's like, basically, it's kind of just slop shit, like, video games and anime. The main reason I like this, like fighting games, and this is because it's competitive and I can play it alone. So I don't really like playing games with people. And this, you can like get better, and you're only the responsibility's on you. But in reality, like people playing video games is just people that don't have like real life goals. Like it's time better spent in other shit, you know. So it's just. Dude fucking sucks with Bison. I don't know how I'm beating a Bison player. It's just random, easy to win your character in the game. Yeah, and then Seb was talking about it too, and he was like, it was kind of interesting. He called like certain anime left leaning and others right. So I guess what he meant by that is like all the anime he said were right wing. They all promoted like agency and like being self-sufficient, like, you know, like that message of welcome to the NHK. It's like, you know, you gotta work a job and like no one's gonna save you in life. So versus the leftist anime, it's like people doing nothing and getting rewarded basically. So
JP wins.
yeah, so like whatever's demanded is usually shit. I think it's called like Sturgeon's Law or something, where like the majority of shit produced is garbage, and then there's like a very small amount of good stuff that's at the top. That's like for people with like refined taste, I guess. That's the whole purpose behind like art house, like they call it, like, you know, like kind of like hipster movies and shit that are like seen as you know, like you're not in an elite club unless you understand them or something. uh but yeah, like entertainment in general, it's kind of just made for like people to mindlessly consume, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I don't get how Fate Zero's right wing. I guess because like it's about like will to power or something. I don't know. I thought Fate Zero was like mediocre, kind of, but Technolize, I guess, is right wing because it's like it's kind of like anti-tech because it just shows like everyone relies on technology and lives in like a post-apocalyptic, like gray world of shit, and like, you know, everyone just there's like hedonism. It's like anti-hedonism and shit, I guess.
Versus special match. Now, find a new rival.
Here's to a fair
Round one.
Seb was kind of. He was also talking about like agreeableness or something. Like you'd probably like that on his Twitter. He was saying something about like he was talking about how being disagreeable is like like this isn't exactly what he said, but it was like it's overrated on the internet, but in real life it like just kind of hurts you. Like it means you're like uncooperative and like you have and it can like affect your, you know, work and stuff, I guess. I played this guy the other day. I think this dude was sweating his ass off. Baltimore FGC. Yeah, this guy is probably black, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I think it's considered undesirable. Like, you should read Seb's tweet about it though. It's pretty good. There's some other like guys on Twitter that I've been following, like people in I don't know, I guess they're in like statistics, computer science, what else? Like genetics and shit, and it's like kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like crazy, like just how smart some people are, kind of like it's like depressing and like impressive at the same time. I don't know, it's like some of the shit they're saying, I literally can't comprehend it. It makes me think, like, I'm guessing that's how black people experience life. Like, if they're trying to understand philosophy or something, that's like me trying to understand, like, complex, like, genetics and shit. I don't know. But yeah, consider disagreeableness. I think it's considered a negative trait overall. It's like neuroticism and introversion and I don't think it's as bad as neuroticism though, or I actually think being introverted might also be worse because it hurts your career. Yeah, it's just pretty brutal. Like, my worst IQ score is working memory. Like, I took the AGCT IQ test, and I had good spatial, good above average spatial and verbal, and extremely poor quantitative skills. So like my math, and basically it's like working memory, which is like arguably the more important trait, because yeah, I mean, if you're verbally tilted, like, you can still be successful. It's just like, I don't know, there's certain things that you're like, you can't do. Like, I can't sit down and just analyze like shit all day. Like, it's just impossible, kind of, to a certain degree. So yeah, I don't know, people were arguing about like cattle breeding or something, because like there's people arguing about like heritability and stuff, and like, you know, it's just like genes and environment shit, and how much, and it's complicated because like there's like, it's just hard to get data on, because like a lot of this data comes from the United States, and it's like populations change depending on the time, and it's just, I don't know. It's clearly genetic though, but it's just like, it's like, for example, your IQ increases from learning. Like, if you take two people and put one in a, you know, education camp or something, and the other one doesn't, that other and they have the same IQ, that person's IQ would increase, but their G would remain the same. So like, basically you can learn certain things, but it's not making you more intelligent, but it's just IQ's higher because we live in like a more complex world now, where, you know, you have to know how to like use a computer, you have to know how to use an iPhone, and you might think it's easy, but to the average, like, if we go to, you know, globally, a lot of people would struggle with all that shit. So like, being verbally tilted basically means you're like supposed to be like an author, or like a you know, like a public speaker or something, or like a writer, or like a script, like a director, or shit like that, basically. Oh yeah, I saw this earlier. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like most people now, because there's a bunch of normies doing coding. Like some of these videos I was watching, it was just complete normies. Like I feel like back in the day, it was kind of like an autistic thing. Like you know, like you have to be like a computer geek, and you like got bullied kinda, or you had autism. And now there's just like normie chads doing it. So it's kind of a status thing too, because like in society, labor, this is among all societies, like jobs that require physical labor are seen as like dirty and unpure. Like I think the Romans said like you don't want your son to be a mechanic or something, like, or not a mechanic, they forget what they called it, but they would like chisel rocks and shit, and it was like seen as a low status job. And so like people going into computer science, it's like what do they call it, white collar, and it's like, you know, you're around tech people and you're around like upper class people and whatever. So yeah, like a streamer, an author, someone on Twitter said something. They were like, being right wing just means not being leftist or something like that. I don't know. I'm shitting on people. If I get above 1550 MR, I'm going to Akuma, and I'm just staying in that rank. Yeah, like what does being passionate even mean? Technically, you can be passionate about something and still do it for money.
Pleasure is mine.
It's just like, I guess you're not doing it for the love of like computers or something. Problem with using a zoner in this game. This entire game is based around offense, so it's like
Just an audition. Here I come.
dude's sweating.
Round two. Fight.
Alright, I'll see ya. I'm not gonna... I mean, I'm probably gonna be up all night, though, because I have to call this place in the morning, but... Alright, I'll see you. Alright, thanks. You too, if you get a job, or you, talk to anyone. Wow, this dude actually beat me twice.
Here comes a new challenger. Round one. Fight.
Actually pressed again. Crazy.
Round two. Fight.
Fucking crazy. Crazy. Let it burn out, man.
Ryu wins. Round one. Fight.
Look at this dude. I rushed through everything.
Round two. Fight.
definitely should have level 3'd. However,
What's wrong? Get up!
I was in burnout. I'm not trying to drive rush.
Ryu wins!
Brutal.
A new warrior has entered the ring!
19k MR. I'm cooked. Air smooth. Ooh. I mean 1900 first. What just happened?
Zangief wins!
I think. I wonder how many points he gets for this shit.
Round 1. Fight!
Reactions was too fast, I think. Oh.
Zangief wins!
It's 1 point. Damn, 16k hour, 1600 hours. The thing when you level up, it's like the matchmaking is so skewed that it just like you get shit on or you fucking. Oh, he plays JP.
Practice. Losing to think. First Unartrack versus special match.
supered. I swear to God, I pressed super and it didn't work, man. This is the thing I can't stomach about this game. I don't even care if I lose. It's just like, give me my inputs, man. It's fucking ridiculous. It'll be that delayed, unfortunately. Does this dude have lag? You can super on reaction of the crowd. I didn't even know that.
Akuma, win!
It's a horrible matchup. I mean, that dude was making mistakes too. I don't know. So I was just jumping in too much. Yes.
Now, find a new rival. Show me everything you have.
And on
Round one. Fight. Takami, you're alive. That way you will brace yourself.
One mistake with the orb, I probably lost. Let's get it. Come on, I got lucky. Oh, I could have supered off that level 3. That gonna get you the win though? Maybe. Street Fighter 6. Fuck.
JP wins. Round one. Fight.
Crazy how cocky these people get, like, just... Like, they know, because they can go through with some projectiles, like, they just think they can go through all of them full screen. Fucking ridiculous. It was an accident too, but it worked.
Round two.
Probably lost. That was my chance. He makes a lot of mistakes. GG's. I want to play that 19k MR guy again. There's people with 0 MR. Damn, I dropped frames from what? would do that. Like, what else? What else think I'm gonna do in that situation?
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, I had level 3, so I'll do it now. Below down. Whip the throne. Bro, like, I can't do this shit, man. I don't have the tolerance for this level of cancer. Ridiculous. Alright, that was a mistake running that back. Yeah, I forgot. Like a makeshift button to prevent wake up supers. Yeah, that shit beats my level 2. My EX. get better at saving meter and shit. Like, yeah.
Crack training. Training room. JP.
Shall we begin then?
Marisa.
I live for battle.
Here comes a new challenger.
God, man, who is this? Fucking Chinese JP.
Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
Strong. You're just playing flowchart as fuck. the same shit you can, bro. What even is this? I'm just gonna block this guy. Fucking scrub. Got the best season of his scrub ass life. Wasn't even in Master Season 1, bro. You see a modern player, you just know what they're gonna do. Same shit, walk forward, try to get you with the Shoto DP. This bitch just do the overhead and this is. Too easy, man. Just keep mashing down. Delayed drive rush. Modern controls. Button supers, let's go. Just literally do whatever you want and win, bro. Throw. You're gonna throw again. You're gonna try to throw again.
Now you understand. Don't underestimate me.
Round 2. Fight.
I never try to do that on people with fucking modern controls. It's just never gonna work. I'm fucked. No. Oh, I thought I was fucked. I dropped that one. Go for the overhead. Dude was sweating his dick off too. One button supers and ranked. Wow, just randomly wakes up with that shit. Oh no, that wasn't on reaction, bro. Fucking get this nervous scrub, bro. I almost came back. Mash out your overhead. If I actually labbed against this character, I just don't know any of the frame data or anything. Assuming the overhead's plus. How hard are you trying, bro? Merry Christmas, bro.
Chun-Li wins. Here comes a new challenger.
nonsense ass shit. Take that fucking thirsty ass bot. That was no joke one of the worst players I've ever played in Master. I don't know how the fuck this guy got in the Master. I want to see his like check something. Rose and why is this like a void or something? Oh, he's just gets every character to master, I guess. Makes more sense. He was fucking YOLO. Why is JPM master and you're playing like that, bro? actually do something other than just wait for me to whiff punish shit. Play against Cherokee.
Manon wins. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
One little please. Calm down. Let me take the lead. Let us be
It's like guess right, 50-50. Every guess he did, he was right. Congratulations. Or at least I'm not on there now. Never expect that. The forward medium kick. Motherfucking forehead, bitch. Yeah, minus. Dude, literally going. React faster, bruh. 16 frames. React to a bitch. Now you don't want to press, right? You don't want to press, you're all nervous. What happened to the YOLO you were doing earlier? Fucking scrub. Predictable as fuck. Yeah, man, he plays JP. At least he's master with him. is this shit? Like they're putting basketball uniforms in the fucking for what, the battle hub, and they can't put costumes in the game. What are these battle hub tournaments?
Versus Arcade. Fighting Master.
Oh, I lost.
Nowhere to run.
An honor, to be sure.
Round one. Fight.
Rock rush the over. Great.
Round two. Fight.
Alright, this dude's not that good. He's mashing a lot. Random shit. What I hate about juries is they fucking delay that shit. Ridiculous, bro.
Final round. Fight.
Bro, this dude plays YOLO. Holy fuck, just jumping 24/7, bro. Fucking joke, man. Just literally have to zone this person out. Like, scrub. Your jury is just disgusting in this game, man. You just can't do it. It's just fast buttons, runs through everything I do, crazy drive rush speed, walk speed's broken, like confirm into anything. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, bro. It's literally someone carried by the character. They have no idea about fundamentals of this shit. It's a joke. How many hours a bum like this has? Ridiculous, man.
early 90s. They're very well known in the Floridian death metal scene.
That's cool.
Yes. I
Uh,
don't know.
I don't want to sing this one. I don't want to sing Journey. I don't know what this. I don't know what that is. I don't want to sing that. We don't have to sing. We don't have to sing. Forget.
No,
forget
I
the
don't
song.
want to sing.
I don't want to sing it. That
Sing
changed
for
my mind.
normal bags.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I think music was like an escape for me. I used to
What?
once upon a cross. Music was always an escape for me. Like when I didn't play sports. I didn't get along with people. You know, I admire how you go out skating and shit. I think I bury myself in my Walkman. I take my cassette tape, record songs off the radio, put it in my Walkman. Remember, I don't know if you call them Walkmans in Australia, the portable
Yeah,
cassette player.
yeah,
Walkman.
I had a Walkman. You
Call
still
Walkman.
got a Walkman.
I might have mine somewhere, but before the Discman came out, I would take a tape, record songs off the radio, put it in my Walkman, just walk around, listen. Music was it was like an excuse to escape from. So I buried myself in songs to like kind of like get away. So you know, my Walkman and my cassette tapes and my radio in the days before downloading music, that was my escape from you know, the normies who or whatever the greater society that I couldn't seem to get it on with. Yeah,
Me too. Me too. I had all that as well. So,
but you
yeah.
don't want to sing with me. Oh man.
Well, you lead the way. It's no, I don't want to sing particularly. No.
Yeah, neither do I. I can't think of anything to sing right now.
Hey, halt! Just wait a second. 1 sec.
I just thought of a song I might want to sing when he comes back. Ooh, oh, I thought damn. I thought you were strapping on a guitar, man. I thought it was like for the minute. I thought that was like you know, you're putting your guitar on your guitar strap.
I got the same get up as you.
That's a very nice flannel. Isn't it too hot there for that? You're in Sydney.
It is.
Why are you putting
I
that on
wanted to-
now?
I wanted to be like you, like the third.
Yeah, but I mean, if
click
it were summertime, I wouldn't be wearing this. I'm only wearing this because I'm cold. This is like I don't. People say, when are you going to change your flannel? This is more like a jacket. I have the shirt underneath. This is like a jacket I put on. I should wash it soon, but this is like my jacket for the wintertime. I mean, I wouldn't wear a flannel in the summertime.
I like when you go double collar.
Oh, I haven't done that in a while. It hasn't been cold enough to do that. Okay, I'll have to go double collar next time.
Trendsetter, you're ahead of your time.
I agree with Dubs. You haven't. I gotta set up a PO box. You haven't sent me any presents yet. I mean, Tara sent you, you know, those shirts and shit.
I'm a Jew. I send no one.
You got to
one
send me
present.
a Hungry Jack's glass. You both. I want one from Sydney, one from Perth. So I want 2 Hungry Jack's glasses that I can put with my New Jersey beer glass, and I'll send you guys something after you do so. So yes, now Chris Dubs and Destroyed by Foids, you both have a homework assignment. You gotta get me a Hungry Jack, 'cause we don't have Hungry Jacks. We call it Burger King, but apparently you guys call it Hungry Jack. So we need.
I looked into that. That was something to do. There's a Burger King already here back in the 70s or 80s, and that's why they had to change their name to Hungry Jacks for copyright and licensing and all that.
Well, actually, I'll tell you something real quick since you're here.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
type it up. Woolworths.
Yeah.
Woolworths was an American company. There might have been some in Canada. The Australian Woolworths has nothing to do with the American one, but they did ask, can we? The American one came first. Australia asked, can we ask for permission? Can we use the name? So Woolworths Australia has nothing to do with the American Woolworths, but they use the same name. American Woolworths went out of business when I was like, God, 15. You must have been about 20 or so. They went out of business almost 30 years ago. The American Woolworths,
Yeah.
the original. But your Woolworths did not go out of business because it was actually a separate company. Same. So that's the opposite. Same name, different company. Whereas Burger
Yeah.
King, Hungry Jack's, same company, different name. So I thought Woolworths is kind of the opposite. 2 different Woolworths, American, Australian. Whereas Burger King, Hungry Jack's, same company but different names. That's just wanted to share that. Okay.
Yeah, because like I was saying, I looked into it. Apparently, there's a Burger King here already back in the 70s or the 80s.
So there was a Burger King. So the American company Burger King couldn't use the name, so it had to be Hungry Jack. Woolworths
Yeah.
is the opposite. Your Woolworths is a you guys. It's Australian, but they
Yeah.
borrowed the American name. When the American company went out of business, the Australian company, nothing to do with it, kept going. So that's what people still say. Why are there still Woolworths in Australia? How can they went out of business here but not there? Different company, same name. Hungry Jack's, Burger King's the opposite. So we're
Was
learning.
Woolworths a supermarket over there, though? Because they're
I think it's the place it was. It was It started out. Woolworths was a very old company. It started out as like a lunch counter kind of thing. They did have Woolworths supermarkets. They had all kinds of. It expanded. They had stores, storefronts, kind of like Kmart type stores. There were different types of Woolworths. Same company, and they went belly up. So yeah, it varied. What's it in Australia? Just a grocery store, or you got like down lunch counter? Or...
The two main supermarkets, the two main competitors here in Australia is Woolworths and Coles supermarkets. Like Coles is like the bogan one, and Woolworths is like for the yuppie normies.
How do you spell Coles? How do you spell Coles?
Coles, Coles.
Apostrophe S or no?
No, I don't think they have an apostrophe in their logo. Look, Google Coles Australia. Coles
There's
supermarket.
Again, just like Woolworths. You got a Woolworths Australia, Woolworths USA, nothing to do with each other. You've got Coles Australia, which is a supermarket. You've also got Coles in the USA. I don't even think they don't even have it in Canada. It's American. You know what Coles? You see a Coles in this country? K-O-H-L apostrophe S.
I don't recall seeing.
It's a standalone. I don't you call them department stores. You go into a shopping mall. You got Coles is a standalone department store, not high end but not cheap. It's like mid-range clothing. A Coles.
Yeah.
K-O-H-L-S. Yeah, Coles.
Yeah.
There's no
There we
apostrophe
go.
in Coles. I'm pretty sure there's an apostrophe in our Coles, American Coles. I don't know about Australian Coles. Yeah. So different.
No, I don't think we do. Yeah, same for Woolworths. I'm pretty sure there's no apostrophe. It's just like one. Yeah.
Okay, so different Woolworths, different Coles, same Burger King, Hungry Jack. Okay.
Yes. That's right, man.
Well, I like to talk about this shit. You say it's normie shit. Most people find this stuff annoying. I like talking about random shit, especially when they get tired or exhausted. But I don't.
Well, I don't know. I got really not a whole lot to talk about. I had an argument with my mother tonight. She told me to fuck off.
Can you stick around a bit? I don't want to kick you off. I know you got to make your dinner, but I want to talk. You mentioned that before. Fucking about that.
Oh, yeah. It's just I don't know. She called up. The weather's bad here, so. He's gone.
I'm right here. I was letting you pontificate. Go ahead.
Oh, did you want to get a beer or not?
I got one. I got.
Go get a beer.
I
You want a
wanted
beer?
to not. You didn't see me get a beer. I got two. I opened one. I opened one. That this will tell you.
Where's mine? I'm probably not going to make dinner tonight.
This is the one I had before, or was it this one? One of these was empty. I got two more, so I'm gonna have to get up again.
I'm probably going to have Domino's tonight, some slop.
That's okay, but okay. You told your mother I went to a party in oh god, I forgot the name of the section. Is Parramatta part of Sydney or is it a separate town? A section of Sydney?
It's kind of weird. It's like Western Sydney. It's like it's its own city.
Okay, so
But it's in Sydney, if that makes any sense. It's like, I don't know, it's like how you got Los Angeles and Compton. Like, Compton's not part of Los Angeles, if that makes any sense. But it's in the LA basin.
well, Compton is a suburb of Los Angeles, but it's a separate municipality. It's not part of the city of Los Angeles. It's in the Los Angeles area, but Compton is a separate municipality. Is the word.
Parramatta's the same.
It's a separate municipality. Okay. Well, did you tell your mother I was in Parramatta, and this guy, this Abo, he was like coming up to me. He got in my space. I had no choice. Did you tell her it was like,
I told her, and the phone kept cutting out because I'm in I live in the valley, and the reception's really bad here. And she's in New Zealand, and I think she's in a shit area too. And because she's an old boomer, she doesn't know what to do and all that shit. And I brought up I'm not allowed nice things. Since I got triggered, I went down to the beach today because it's stinging hot, and I was getting mobbed by the Giga Chads and Stacey's, and I was just in a bad mood. And I don't know, thinking about you know who being out here, and I'm not allowed nice things, and it all just came to a head. And I said, yeah, I'm not allowed nice things. Yes, I've said it to her a few times, like that Black Pill birthday party video I did, and she just told me to fuck off. And she hung up in my ear, and she called back and apologized. Said she'll call back tomorrow night, hopefully when the weather's better. But yeah. Anyway, that was it. But because I kept bringing up abos and niggers and stuff, because she's a cold burner, she dates a nigger. I think it pissed her off. So, I don't know.
Oh, wait, can I ask? Here's the you ever tell your mother, your sister about your love of pussy? You ever mention that? Has that ever come up, or you don't talk about that?
Nah, like I think my sister suspects it. My mother's got a gay friend. I think my sister suspects it. I kind of told my dad a bit about it. My brother, the Spurg, he was in an online gay relationship. So I think it's a trait of autism, even though you don't think I've got it, but I don't care, whatever.
Now, here's why I ask, because you've actually, I'm not judging you. You've actually engaged in bussy in real life, but you don't tell
Yes,
them.
I have.
Whereas you tell them about your online things, you tell them about people you talk to online. It's almost like this is kind of irrelevant in real life, but you know what I'm saying? You share this. You tell your mother, I was talking to this guy OC or whatever, but you don't tell them, yeah, I've had a gay experience. So it's like you pick and choose what you share with your family, you know.
I do. Because why do they need to know? Because
Well,
like,
honestly, here's the thing. Why do not that this is top secret, but why would they care or even understand this? Why do you tell them about your online activities as opposed to stuff you do in real? Whereas the bussy thing, you don't tell them it's fine, but that's a real life thing. Why do you share online stuff? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, but you would share, you know, you don't share real life.
oh, maybe to so they can see where I'm coming from and why I'm so fucked, and like our mindset, our mentality,
Yeah.
like Todd, yours, mine, the drama, like why I was feeling shit last year for I don't have to, what happened. Yeah,
Well,
but the whole bussy
ask,
thing. Some people, I'm selective with who I tell in my real life. Like, it's not everyone needs to know it. But with you guys, we're basically, when we all started out interacting with each other, we're complete strangers. But I thought, well, what would it matter? Like, I thought, just fucking tell everyone. I don't care. But if it happens, if I get doxxed or it gets back to my family, like, I'm 47, man. Like, I don't care. Like, none of them have tried to help me try and meet a girl or anything. So
I wanted to ask you the next question. Why do they suspect? Is it something about your mannerisms, or is it simply because you? In other words, do your mother or your sister play that game? Hey, you're 47. How come you're not married yet? You could easily get a girlfriend. You must be gay. Or do they believe that you're just a normie who can get a girl anytime you want? But like, I understand. Like, there's that. You know, you have a good-looking guy. Girls like him, but he's not interested. He's probably gay. In your case, do your mother and sister think you're a normie who could get a girl anytime, but you're choosing not to? Like, why do they suspect potential homosexuality? Is it because something you do or say, or just because you don't have a wife and kids?
no, I've dropped a few hints, like just subtle hints, just very subtle hints, And I've brought up because there's a few troons in the community, and I've said, I told when I was talking about when Todd wanted the troon max and stuff, and I've talked, Cat the Vat.
Yes, the British guy, half Japanese. Is that you're talking about? Ice Cat?
No. Cat the Vat's an American troon.
Cat the Vat. No, I don't know him. Sorry.
Todd knows Cat the Vat. She was trying to convince Todd to troon max.
Is that a C? Let me spell it. C or K? Cat the
K,
Vat.
yeah, Kat.
Cat the Vat. I'll put it up. No, I'll look him up. I've never heard of. Cat the Vat. Okay.
Cat's kind of an acquaintance of mine. We're kind of, I don't know, we're kind of flirting with each other on Discord, whatever. But Todd and Kat used to talk too, and she was trying to convince Todd to troon max. But I think I mentioned to my dad about Kat or whoever, like some of the troons in the community. So I think they might suspect something, but I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever.
Well, you remind me on unrelated note, if I can see. He's had several names. There's a guy who calls himself Ice Cat or something else. He's from England.
Ice Cat 7. Yeah, he's British.
Right. Yes. Yeah. But I think his mother was Japanese, and I actually, it's been a while, but he started making videos again. I mean, he used to appear on Todd all the time. When you mentioned Cat and Todd, yeah. And last I heard, I don't know the whole story. He was forced by the, what's it called in England? The HMS or whatever it is, NHS.
Oh.
They forced him onto drugs and injections, so he's all kind of fucked up. I admired his honesty, but I'm like, when you mentioned Cat and Todd, I thought you meant Ice Cat, Englishman, half Japanese, used to appear on Todd. You're talking about a troon by the name of Cat the Vat. Okay, my mistake. But you do know who Ice Cat is. I know Ice Cat, yeah.
I know Ice Cat. Ice Cat's a pretty cool dude. Cat the Vat, like, she's known in troon circles, or Todd, like, I don't know, even in Todd's circles, like, people were, like, long time Todd fans know who
I
who
might have
Cat is.
interacted. I might have interacted with Cat the Vat in chat, but I don't remember. Cat the Vat in chat. But how about that? But I never looked up Cat the Vat. Sorry.
Yeah.
Does Cat the Vat make videos? Do we know what Cat the Vat looks
Yeah,
like?
yeah, she's got a channel. She does like all Troon topics and stuff. You can look her up now. Like,
I'll look her up sometime. Yeah. I'll look him up or her or whatever. It's a
follow
guy who became a
people.
girl. Wait, it's a guy who became a girl, or
Yeah, it's got the big dingus,
oh, so still
big
a male.
9-incher.
Still has the the male parts, but dresses like a woman. Okay, cross
It's got A cups with a 9-inch dingus.
9 inch. Okay, cool.
She's well hung.
Well hung. And I gotta go back and watch Ice Cat. I saw him a couple months ago. I liked the guy, but I admire his honesty. He was all, I kind of, he went nuts in public, and now I got to take this injection, and I felt bad for the dude, but so I don't know what his deal is, but yeah.
I haven't seen Ice Cat in ages, but Ice Cat's a good dude.
Cool.
Yes, so I don't know.
Are we winding down? Have we covered all bases here?
Well, it's up to you. I don't know. Talk about whatever you want. Bussy,
I'm
whatever.
sorry,
I don't care.
Are you gonna order Domino's? Or are you going out to get it?
I think you need the app to order it. That's even if I end up getting it. But like, if I do go, I'll just drive up there because it's like a 2-minute drive up the road.
Well, let me know how much longer would you like to go before you want to eat? Because you must be hungry. If I were you, I'd be like, I gotta eat now. So I mean,
I can keep talking because I'm just gonna get like once I get off from talking to you, I'm just gonna be lonely and depressed again. So I'd rather hang on talking to you. So
okay, I will keep
do
you
you
company.
do you want to know any more about my sordid lifestyle?
Well, I didn't watch it yet, but because you're mentioning the video. I saw that one video. I like what you did. We were talking. I should watch it again. We can talk about it further. I was talking about the analytical muscle. I clicked on your channel, and you have a video about a Ouija board. I didn't watch it. Are you into like the occult or the paranormal, or what's the?
Oh
Ouija
yeah.
board? Oh,
Yeah,
why
I've been into it since I was a kid. Well, watch the video, but my grandfather introduced me to using Ouija boards and all of that. I always had a fascination as a child. Like in the school library, we had books on the paranormal.
Let me stop you for a minute. I was out of curiosity. Were you raised in any kind of religious? Were your parents secular or not religious? What is your religious background? Some kind of nominal Christian, Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox?
Catholic. My
Roman
father,
Roman
it's on my
Catholic.
father's, on my
Right.
Roman Catholic. On my father's side, they're Tykes. What are they called? No, Kikes are Jews. Tykes are Catholics. Yeah, we're Tykes. They're right. We're kind of like half wogs. So a wog is like that's a racist term for like Italian or Greek, like here in Australia.
Okay.
So if ever you hear me reference a wog, like I'm half wog. So
Why don't you tell us first a couple things going through my mind. You mentioned the whole Catholic, Protestant, cross-dressing. I'm thinking of Dame Edna. You remember Dame Edna? One of the most famous Australians? Dame Edna. And who was it was a guy. Dame Edna was like prim, proper Protestant. Who was the Catholic counterpart? She did the guy she did. Remember what I'm talking about? Dame Edna. There was a male equivalent. I gotta look it up now.
Oh, the drunk he used to play.
Yes. Dame Edna.
He had the ugly teeth. I forget his name.
Sir Lewis Patterson? Is it Barry Humphrey?
His real name was Sir Barry Humphries. He got knighted.
Right.
That was the real guy. But I forget he played a drunk, like he's like a Labour politician.
Oh yeah, Les Patterson. Les
Patterson. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm mentioning a side topic, we were talking about cross-dressing, and so yes, Humphreys had two characters. Dame Edna was well known in our country. Probably one of the few Australians who made it. We know Dame Edna. I only learned about the other character, Les Patterson, on the internet. He never did Les Patterson. Whenever he appeared on American TV, he was Dame Edna. So yeah, but okay. But anyway, we've gone off topic. So real quick, I'm not going to ask your whole background. You say you're. Do you have some Abo? Do you have some Greek?
No.
What is going on? What?
No, I'm half. I'm kind of like a percentage of wog. Like my father's side is basically wogs. Like Roman Catholics are most of them are either wogs or Irish.
So wait, does wog mean Italian or Irish? What does wog mean?
A wog's like a racist slur for an Italian or a Greek here in Australia.
Well, you just said your father's side are Wogs, but then you said they were
Yeah.
Irish. I'm confused.
No. I was saying our backgrounds. We have Italian ancestry. That's why I don't look like pure Anglos, like Saxon, like white person, white Australian. That's
Like me,
hence the brown
I
eyes.
look pure Anglo-Saxon. Do I look pure Anglo-Saxon to you? I'm curious. How you
more
describe
more so than what I do, I think.
it. Okay, continue. Interesting.
So anyway, my father's side's very Roman Catholic. I was baptized a Catholic too. So
What
Yeah.
was your mother's side? Protestant or some?
I think they were
Orthodox?
Protestants. I think they were
Yeah.
Protestants, strangely enough.
she-
But like
Englishy, Irishy, Scottishy. What?
my paternal grandfather, I think their background was Welsh.
Okay, well, the one I didn't mention: English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, British Islesy. Okay.
Yeah. Their background was Welsh. Ours was my surname's French, so my background's like Swiss, French, Italian on my father's side.
Okay.
So I was baptized a Catholic, but we weren't really. We went to like scripture class and all that bullshit and got baptized and all the other crap that went along with it, but we didn't really believe in it. But my grandfather did, but my father he went to Catholic school. But
Was this the same grandfather who turned you on to the Ouija board? Which grandfather was
No.
into? Okay,
that
I was
was
gonna say because Ouija boards are frowned upon. The Catholic churches
Yeah.
don't play around with the occult. So okay, so one grandpa was into it. The other is which grandpa turned you on to the Ouija board? Your mother's father, I guess.
my maternal grandfather.
Right. So your paternal, your Catholic grandfather on your father's side, he wouldn't have been into the occult, right? But you're saying this is your mother's father. Okay, we're trying to
Yeah.
establish. Yeah.
My
You're
great
being-
grandmother,
Yeah.
my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, my maternal great grandmother, she was into it too, and we always thought of her as like a witch.
Hmm.
She's really into the occult, and so it got
I
passed down.
gotta say something. Hold on, I gotta say something. You mentioned Welsh. You mentioned a witch. Rhiannon. She lives her life like a bird in flight, and who will be her? Fleetwood Mac, the song Rhiannon about the Welsh witch. I had to sing that. I had to sing.
I was in
All
love
your
with the
life,
Rhiannon
you've
one.
never seen a woman.
I'm not singing with you.
Taken by the song is about a Welsh witch named Rhiannon. So I just thought I'd share that. Okay.
I knew Rhiannon. I was in love with her, but as usual, got rejected. But
Anyway, so let's continue with the Ouija board story. So your mother's father was all into the occult, apparently.
yeah,
Actually,
so
yeah.
it came from my great grandmother to my grandfather to me. So
I got a
I've,
problem. Wait, I got a problem. I want to hear your story. Don't tell the story without me. I got to run upstairs. I want to show you something. I don't even see it. I'm at 0%. My vape is dead. I got one upstairs. I
I've
got my
got to
vape.
top up my water.
You would top off, yeah, and we'll come back. I want to continue the story. I'll be right back. It's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
All right. Yeah, cool. Sorry if I'm boring you off my family history, but I'm lonely and I just want someone to talk to. I'm not allowed most things. Ugh. It's 7:05 p.m. here, so I probably will goy slop later tonight. Slop max. Because some questions came up, I could answer them. Well, it saves me from streaming, I guess. So the volume on this thing's just so fucking low. Maybe you need the app. Anyway, maybe I should start turning off. Caught jerking off on live stream. There's like that guy. Who was it on that conference call? He thought his camera was turned off and he started jerking off. Too funny. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit low energy, guys. But I don't know, I had a kip and I argued with my mother I told her to fuck off, or we both told each other to fuck off because I'm not allowed nice things. No bussy for DBF. Mm. I was thinking about that. I don't know. Seeing all those Giga Chads and Stacy's today, it just triggered me. It's like fuck. Like, they're all teenagers and they've had more sex than what I've ever had in my life. Like, fuck me. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Yeah, well. Made me think of that stripper on Friday night too.
All your life you've never seen a woman taken by the wind. Would you stay if she promised you heaven? Will you ever win? Will you ever win? Rihanna. Was the stripper's name Rhiannon? Sorry, I had to
No,
get a
her name was Angel.
Angel. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they cup tits.
A cup.
I think
I'm not anti A cup on a real chick, but I thought in strip joints they had to have, unless in Australia you do the ratings backwards.
I told her, I said I prefer a girl with like little A cup titty.
Now, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just surprised a strip club would hire someone like that. Don't strip clubs usually want, the bigger the better?
Well, like I was just saying, I prefer real little tits than fake big tits myself. Yeah, but I like true tits too, because like
I was about to say just like a dude. Okay, okay. Like you like
yeah. Well, she kind of was like a dude. She kind of had no ass and like small tits. She kind of reminded me of a troon. I think that's why I liked her. So yeah. Whatever.
Well, listen, I know I'm not your type, but you want to judge my breasts? If I show you my breasts real quick, what do you think of my breasts?
What are they? C cups?
I don't know. How big are my tits? Would you say?
C cups.
I got C's. That's too big for you. I'm sorry. Okay, so my tits are too big for destroyed by foils. Anyway, we can continue with this, or we can go back to the Ouija. I want to hear the Ouija board stuff. You told me.
Let's go with the Ouija board.
Yes.
So anyway, yeah, the interest of the occult got passed down to me.
Actually, sorry, we gotta stop a minute. At least Dubs finds it attractive. I'm flattered. At least someone likes my breastises. Okay, back to the Ouija.
Hairy tits aren't my thing. Sorry.
Okay. So you like it when your troons or your bussy guys shave their nipples? Because I would never do that. I can't shave anything below the necks.
Well, Kat the Vat told me. I said, "Do you shave?" And she goes, "Yes, she does." But like the stubble gets softer and it's like more sparse or something than compared to like our stubble. So.
Well, wait, sorry. When we go back to the Ouija board, is that because of the meds the troon is on? I mean, why would? Okay. Well, when you get bussy, I'm gonna ask. When you get bussy, do those guys shave their pubes and do they shave their asses? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, is it all like smooth?
They're generally shaved. Like some might leave a bit of a beard above the dingus, but generally they're cornhole shaved. So.
What about generally
shaved?
What about the ass and asshole? You like to plow a hairy ass or what?
No, it's shaved. Yeah, it's shaved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, enough detracting. Because one thing leads to another. That's why I enjoy talking to you, despite our disagreements. I still, you're one of my heroes, man. You and I have always gotten along, despite our cutting heads sometimes. Yeah. I hope we don't turn into the whole. I don't want to become the next dumb. I hope you and I don't have the same issue.
Let me say, they started the war. I never had a problem with them until he intervened, and there's no need for him to intervene. The problem was between Donna and I, and then he brought himself into it when he didn't need to. Even Todd said that. He goes, "They're two adults. Donna's a big girl. She can look after herself. There's no need for Dom to get involved." Well, she attacked me. She attacked me the day when he turned on me, and I was talking about her or their situation. There's nothing negative. I got a very negative later on because she just was just a cunt towards me. But the day she attacked me on my live stream, it was, we were just talking, the situation, like there's nothing bad. And she came and just went in on me. I told her to fuck off. And then he took her side and then he blocked me. I said, "What are you blocking me for? She attacked me." It's like someone getting mugged and you tell the police about it. And the mugger happens to be a Muslim or a nigger or something, and you get arrested for being racist or something like that. That's what it felt like. And I'm like, why are you blocking me for? Like, your girlfriend attacked me. I didn't attack her. Anyway, but that's by the by. But
Did you feel he was? Was he white knighting? He was standing up for my lady.
he's
I
white
mean,
knighting. He's a cock, and I'm not. That's factual. I'm not shitting on the dumb as a cock. So
all right.
I'm a
Last
faggot.
question.
He's a cock.
You're a faggot. He's a cuck. But you're both in love with Donda. Last question before we go back to the Ouija board. Any of these guys not shave, but rather bleach their pussy? Any bleached pussy? We need to know. Thule wants to know. He's interested. He wants to go that way. Any bleached pussy?
I think one was bleached. I think one was. Yeah. The
But
stripper on Friday night had a bleached anus. It was very
Well,
tidy.
Well, usually natural born women aren't as hairy as men in the derriere. So I mean,
Yeah.
it would be yeah. I mean, there are exceptions to every rule, but all right, enough. Let's get back to
The Ouija board.
Yes, the Ouija board. So your mother's father, your maternal grandfather, was into the
Yeah.
occult. Is a Welsh
Yes.
Protestant thing. Okay, continue.
Yeah. And it got passed down to me, but too bad I don't have any kids of my own that I could pass it down to because we're not allowed nice things.
Well, is your mother into the occult, or it skipped that generation?
Skipped her. Skipped. My mother is the youngest of. She's got two older sisters, and they weren't into it at all. But I somehow inherited this interest or whatever. Yeah. Somehow it's my thing. I've been into it my entire life. As I can remember as a young kid, just
Okay.
going to the school library, borrowing books on UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, all that.
Well, did your mother and her sisters know about your grandfather, their father? Do they know about his interest in the occult, or they had no idea, or they didn't really think about it, or you know what I mean?
They knew it wasn't so much his thing, it's more their grandmother's thing, my great grandmother's thing. She was more known for it in the family. Or
Your grandfather's
holding-
mother, right? Your grandfather's
Yeah.
mother, right? Okay.
that's right. That's right. So it's more her thing. He was into it, but not to the same extent. She's basically a witch. She was known in the family as a witch.
Okay, let's talk time periods. You were born in the 1970s, correct?
77.
Right. Whatever. What decade? Your mother, your grandfather, and your grandmother. When were these people born? When was your mother born? Your grandfather, your great grandmother. When were they all roughly?
I think my mother was born 57, I think.
Okay.
I think. Or 55 or 57, I think.
Okay.
Maybe early.
Baby, like
Um,
I'm saying, baby boomer. Okay, your mother's born in the 1950s. What your grandfather's born in the 1920s, I'd guess.
20. He's born in the 20s. I think he's
And-
born like 1920 or 22, I think.
Right. So your great grandmother was born 1890s, early 1900s. We're guessing.
I'd say so.
Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's sort of the end of the Victorian seance fascination.
Yeah.
In the later 1800s, early, it was all that spiritualism. So your grandmother came of age during that spiritual time. Okay, but right, that's what I want to point out.
It's funny because she had a cousin, an American cousin, who was a gangster, and he used to send her like cameras and all these expensive gifts back then, all the way to Australia. She always had this flash. She had a camera before cameras were really a thing in Australia because we had some relative in America who was a gangster.
Wow. What was
There we go.
when was this? 1920s or World War I time?
Around then. Yeah, around then. Yeah.
Okay, so your great grandmother was a witch. Your grandfather was kind of into it. Your mother, it didn't really affect her or sisters, but you got into the occult since you were a kid.
My mother and her sisters, they're just full blown normies. My grandfather was kind of like me. Like I'm the black sheep. Like I'm the weirdo, the spurg, whatever.
Well, on a side note, we've talked about this. Had we been born in an earlier time, we'd still be weirdos, but we probably have a wife. So your grandfather managed to procreate. In this time period, we can't get women. So your grandfather would have been us had he been born, 50 years later. Yeah.
Wait for it. His younger brother, he's 2 years younger, was autistic. He's passed away as well, and he died a virgin.
You told me, yeah.
He never had a girlfriend, never had sex, nothing. He was autistic.
And I asked
Well-
you, I asked you, has your mother ever said, "Wow, you remind me of my uncle, your grandfather's brother"? Did your mother ever say that to you, or no? Or?
Not straight out, but I think when at his funeral, because he died a few years before my grandfather, I think I said, "This is how I'm going to end up, or this is how I'm going to go out, like a just die a lonely old man or something."
Right.
So, yeah.
Did she agree or disagree? Did she say, "Yeah, I hate to say it, son, you remind me of my uncle"? Or
No, because she's so normy. She just, I can kind of read her mind. Like she doesn't say anything, but I know exactly what she's thinking. It's like she just sat there solemnly and just like her silence said everything, you know?
right,
So,
her silence spoke volumes. Okay, right.
yeah. But the funny thing is, and I told, I don't know if I should even talk about
You
her.
should go ahead, talk, go ahead.
Anyway, I told her this already. Oh, you got
You
it.
got the mic. Continue. I want to hear this. This is actually interesting. Go ahead.
Anyway, when
stay
I
with
was friends, when we were online friends, Donna and I told Donna, I said, my mother reminds me a lot of you. Like they look very similar. I know this sounds a bit off, but you look similar, you act similar, like you have the same actions, you do the same things. And I told her that, and she goes, "Oh, like I hope it doesn't weird you out." She goes, No, like that's cool. I understand. She goes, "Your mother's a cool woman. Like, you know, I'm a single mother too. You know, your mum's a cool chick just like me." And that was it, basically. So
Makes me think of Back to the Future. You've seen Back to the Future where what's his Michael J. Fox ends up in the past and his mother's coming on to him and he's all freaked out. But you seem to want to. I don't know if I can get with a girl who looked like my mother, remind me of my mother. I don't know if I could do it.
Well, it's the same with Miranda too from Girlfriend Guide for Guys. Like she reminds me of, like when I look at photos, I remember my mother as a toddler. Miranda from Girlfriend Guide for Guys, she reminds me of how my mother was probably in the 20s, whereas Donna reminds me of my mother like in middle age like era, like of that stage of her life. So I think I've always been attracted because I do have a deep, I know this sounds really wrong. I remember telling Dunn this too. Like I've heard that the first woman you fall in love with as a kid is your mother. And I think you're always trying to.
Well, that's Freudian, yes. As Thule was saying, yes, that's
Yeah.
that's what Freud argued. We all fall in love with as little boys. We fall in love with our mother, yes.
And I think you're always trying to chase a woman that is similar. The first woman who loved you was your mother. I think you're always trying to chase a woman who's like your mother. And yeah, when Miranda first came along, she reminded me of my mother, and Dunn was more into her than what I was. Like his, yeah. Anyway, and then Donna came along, and she reminded me of like a middle-aged version of my mother, and I think that's why it's kind of hurtful too, the rejection, because it's like being rejected by your mother, you know. So
this is quite deep. Okay, so you're part of the reason you're hurt by Donna's rejection is because she reminds you so much of your mother, who you. But I mean, now as a middle-aged man, wouldn't you say, "Whoa"? As a kid, I might have had a crush on my own mother, but now it's kind of freaky. You look too much like mommy. But I guess you like that. I understand what you're saying, but isn't there some standoffishness? Like we're really off topic. I want to get back to the occult, but okay, it's like wow. Things go.
Yeah, we have got off topic, but I've always been attracted to the brunettes. You know, like even I said to the stripper, she was a blonde. She actually said to me, she goes, "I know women are intuitive." You know, she said, "I know I'm not your regular type." And I said, "Yeah, I usually go for brunettes first and redheads and blondes last."
What do you think of my hair color, by the way? Is it sexy, my hair color?
Oh, I love it.
Would you like it better for a long? I'm half joking. Is this when you say brunette, you mean like this, darker, lighter? What do you mean, like this kind of color, or am I too gray for you now? Or, I guess.
Well, like Miranda or Donna, that hair color. But she probably hate me talking about this. I apologize, but anyway.
Miranda or Donda? Who would hate you for talking about this?
Donna.
Well, she's not here. She's having the time of her life with her American beau, so you don't have to worry about her.
She's getting the back blown out.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to the occult. So, okay, talk about I'll be quiet. Occult. I want to hear about it because I didn't see the video yet with the Ouija board. So go ahead.
What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
Well, you were interested at a young age. When did your grandfather say to you, "Hey, son, my mother was a witch. Let me teach you about the occult"? Like, how'd that come up?
I talk about in the video. I was probably in primary school. My parents were separated then, so I was probably 7 or 8 years old. And then we once in a while would go to my grandfather's for dinner, or I'd go to after my school was near my grandfather's house, and my sister and I would go because my grandfather would get home from work early and would like he wouldn't babysit us, but would just go like instead of being alone, he'd be there and would watch TV or play whatever games, whatever.
He would babysit you.
Uh,
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Babysit, whatever. Anyway, one night we went over it all, we're getting picked up, and we sometimes there's a fish and chip shop up the road, so we'd have fish and chips.
Well, by the way, when you say chips, you mean what we call French fries. You mean French fries? Chips?
Fries.
You mean?
Yeah,
You don't mean potato chips. But on a side note, what do you guys call potato chips? I've always been curious.
They're
call it
chips as well.
Okay,
They're
like,
chips
so
as well.
if someone said you're gonna have chips, I would think potato chips. We call it French fry. You call it chips. You call them both chips, potato chips, and
Both chips. They're both chips.
do you use the word potato to clarify potato chip? Well, it's all
No.
potato. It's just
Nah,
so.
you just
How
say
do you
chips
distinguish?
for everything.
How do you distinguish a bag of the snack versus the stuff you get at Hungry Jack's? How do you distinguish one chips from another? Is my question. On a
It's
side
easy
note.
because you're at Hungry Jack's and you go, I want a burger and chips and a Coke.
So okay, so it's all implied. Okay, yeah, I would say if I'm at
It's
Hungry
all
Jack's,
implied.
I say I want some
Yeah.
French fries. Give me a Whopper Junior and some French fries. Okay, all right. Continue with the occult stuff. I'm sorry. It's fascinating though. I love these side. Okay, go ahead.
So what happened was, I think we were around at my grandfather's. I never knew my maternal grandmother. She passed away from cancer before I was born. So I grew up. My step grandmother was a Catholic nun from New Zealand.
Wait,
And-
stop. Your mother's father remarried after your grandmother died. Is that correct?
Yes,
How did he marry a nun? Nuns are supposed to be celibate. She was an ex-nun.
she left. She left the Coventry.
Okay, so your step grandmother was a former nun that your
Former
Protestant
nun.
grandfather-
Former
your
former Catholic nun.
So it's weird how your Protestant grandfather's into the occult, but a nun agrees to marry him. But okay, we'll continue. Okay.
But he is weird. I'm an agnostic, but claimed he's an atheist. And even with him showing me the Ouija board, he didn't really know what it was, or he didn't say one way or another what. I say the same thing in my video, but yeah. But he wasn't religious. But my paternal Catholic grandfather, he was, but they had some falling out with the church, and then they split from the church or something. But anyway, back to the Ouija board. We're having fish and chips one night, and I don't know how we got onto. He used to tell us ghost stories because as kids we love ghost stories, and he said they were real. My step grandmother, the ex-Catholic nun, she walked away. She goes, "I can't do this. Being a Catholic, it's against my beliefs. It's evil, whatever."
Hence, why on a side note, why I asked about your religious background. So the whole Catholicism is usually anti-Ouija. Continue. Can you see everything comes like Trump's weaves? Everything comes back to like a Dickens novel. Okay, continue.
I remember her. She stepped out. She went into their bedroom, and we were in the kitchen or in the living room, and he made a makeshift Ouija board, and there's my mother, my elder sister, and myself and him, and that's the first seance I ever had was with him or them.
And you were what?
That's my introduction.
About 8 years old, you're saying?
I'd say so because my parents divorced. Just bear with me. I was being 7 or 8 years old.
And did anything of note happen at the seance or anything you remember? Or?
Not really. It was just weird because I knew, and I talk about this in the video, that the glass, you got to put your fingers lightly on the glass, but no one was pushing it. It was moving on a force of its own. That's what tripped me out. And sorry. My grandfather got off the glass and we were asking the questions to the spirit. And I think, who knew the answers? He knew what the answers were, but my mother, my sister, and I didn't know the answers to the questions, and the answers were correct, but he took his fingers off the glass. So that kind of proved to me to a certain extent that he wasn't cheating or lying or I just felt something supernatural was behind it.
Okay, well, we have a question for you. I want to ask a little more. Chris Dubs wants to know your thoughts on Bloody Mary and the mirror thing. Your thoughts on that?
Nah, I've Nova Bailey. It sounds like Candyman. Like it's just folklore.
I
guess.
think here's what happens. On a side note, unrelated, I want to talk more about the Ouija board. When you stare at your own reflection, not just your reflection, if you stare at one item for too long, one object too long, your mind will start playing tricks on you. So if you look at yourself in a mirror, things will start to get trippy. Not just a mirror, you can stare at like a pinpoint, and the human eye isn't designed to focus on one point for prolonged amount of time. So if you stare at your finger or the back of your hand or a mirror, you'll start seeing weird things, hallucination. But I don't think it's ghosts. I think it's the mind plays tricks because we're not meant to stare at one item for a prolonged amount of time. So that's my thoughts on that. But I don't want to get sidetracked with Bloody Mary. I want to talk more about your paranormal experiences. What was the most crazy, not yowies and stuff, but with ghosts and spirits, since you believe in them? I'm 50-50. I say I keep an open mind, but I don't know. What was your most crazy experience at any point in your life with the paranormal?
Well, once again in the video.
I'm sorry. I should watch the damn video. I'm sorry. I don't realize you.
No. There's another. I won't talk about what happened in the video. There's this other time back when I was in my early 20s. There's a guy from our high school. He wasn't really he's an acquaintance, and he passed away from a heroin overdose.
While you were still in high school, or after you graduated, he died a few years later, or how old was he when he died?
After high school finished, this young guy died of a heroin overdose. And one of my friends told me, his name was Eddie, and he said, "Did you hear that Eddie died from a heroin overdose?" And I said, "No, I didn't." And I'm still staunch against drugs. And I was kind of like, fuck him. He brought it upon himself. Yeah. Anyway, so Eddie overdosed, and I didn't think too much of it. I just thought, stupid bastard, anyway. So I went to sleep, and I was living, my mother, I think, was working, she worked on a cruise ship, and I think I was living on my own at the time, but she still had her bedroom, but I was living on my own, but I was paying board or whatever rent. I can't remember. This is in the mid-90s. Anyway, so I went to sleep after, this is like a few days after I heard he died.
Stop. You were born in 77, correct?
Yeah.
So you were 18. How old were you? 18, 19, 20?
That's probably 19. I think it's like 1996. So
okay.
I was like 18 in 95.
Right. So there's only like a year out of high school or so, about a year or so at high school.
Yeah, it's like a year or two out of high school. It's like 96 or 97. I was like 19 or 20. And I went to sleep like after a few days later after hearing that he died. I didn't really think too much of it, So I went to sleep, and I was on my own. I was the only one we had a 2-bedroom apartment. So I went to sleep. There's a full moon that night too, from memory, because I remember I closed the blinds, but it's so bright, the light was shining through. So from memory, I think it was a full moon. Anyway, so I went to sleep, and I fell asleep really quickly, and I saw him, as I'm looking at you now, I saw him in my room, this Eddie. I saw Eddie in my room, and he looked shocked, like his eyes were like big, he looked scared as shit. And I woke up because I thought an intruder had broken my room. Like I thought someone was robbing me, but it happened so quick. I woke up, I snapped out of it. And I was so scared. Like I looked under, it sounds so dumb. I looked in the cupboard, I opened all the doors to see if someone's like hidden in my mother's room or in the bathroom. And then I stayed up for a bit. I stayed up for like a good hour. Like I put on David Letterman or something who was on back then until I settled down. I went back to sleep. And then I went a few days later. I had a friend, he reckons he's psychic or something like that. And I told my friend about it. He told me originally who Eddie had died. So we went we went and saw this older friend of mine who said he was psychic, and then he said, "Oh, what happened?" He said, "Oh, he's still here. He's still hanging around you. He hasn't moved on. Because when you die of a drug overdose, you don't actually know that you're dead because you're so fucking high. You're in between realms, like you haven't passed over yet." And I went, "Oh, okay." And then I was pretty open to this shit back then. I'm more, I don't know, kind of like agnostic towards it now, whatever. On the fence about it. But it was weird. Anyway, so he goes, "We'll sit down." There's me, my friend, and the psychic guy. And we sat down and we did a meditation. And he goes, "Just imagine Eddie crossing over into the light. He doesn't know that he's dead. Imagine him crossing over into the light." I went, okay. So he crossed over. He said, "Oh, I heard a pop. Like he's moved on." I went, okay. And then so we left. I didn't think too much of it. And then my friend and I went to go back to my place, and we got on the bus, and we knew this girl was on the bus who we knew, Monica. And Monica was this young cutie, and we got talking to Monica. And Monica got off at the local mall, and then we're just talking. And then my friend goes, "Oh, why didn't you say anything to Monica?" I said, "What are you talking about? What was I supposed to say to Monica?" And he goes, "You know who Monica is, right?" I said, "Monica's Monica." I said, "Do you know that Monica is Eddie's sister?" And it's just fucking weird. It's just coincidental. Like straight after we did that meditation, like half an hour later, we get on the bus. Just randomly, his sister jumps on the bus. And it's just fucking weird. It's just coincidental. It's just like, yeah. And anyway, but I don't know. I don't know. Do you get the story?
I have two questions. One
Yeah.
is sort of off topic. The other is about what happened. I'm going to post them here. First of all, I want to ask you about David Letterman. I know it sounds off topic. You had David Letterman in Australia at that time.
Yeah.
I'm amazed. They show
Yeah.
American late night talk shows in Australia.
We did. We had a guy before him, this Jew lawyer named Steve Vizard, and he bought the rights to Letterman's show, and he did his own style of Letterman's show, but he's nowhere near as good as Letterman. So we had no idea of Letterman back in the 90s. Like,
but you know, you're saying
Vizard,
wait, no, at this point they did start showing Letterman at this point in the later 90s.
wait. 1990 was my first year of high school. There's a comedy show called Fast Forward, and it had all these. It was a funny show at the time. It's dated now. One of the comedians, he's a Jew lawyer, and he was on the show, and his name was Steve Vizard. He started his own Tonight shows called the Tonight Live with Steve Vizard. At that time, pre-internet, we had no idea of Letterman.
Right.
Steve Vizard bought the rights from Letterman to do his own style of show, like a Letterman style show here in Australia.
Right? That part I understand. Okay, just like
And
Woolworths. We were talking Woolworths before. The Australian Woolworths bought the rights to the name of the American Woolworths. Okay, okay. So you have a Letterman equivalent named Izod, but okay, continue.
Vizard, Vizard, like wizard, but with a V.
Oh,
Steve
Izard.
Yeah,
Izard.
Vizard.
Yeah, okay.
He's a Jew, whatever, Jew lawyer. Anyway, Melbourneian Jew.
I think Eddie Izzard, but you're saying it's Izard, Izard, like that. Not
Felt like
Izzard.
wizard, but with a V.
Oh,
Anyway,
Wizard.
so we had Steve Vizard.
Okay. Did I get it right? Bizard? Oh, let me see if I get it right.
V-I-Z-A-R-D, Vizard.
There we go. That's it.
There we go, Vizard. We had no idea of David Letterman. When his show folded, because it started off okay, he lasted maybe 2 or 3 years. It was so shit. And then they got rid of him. After Vizard went, the real Letterman was on Australian TV.
Was that Australian ABC, Australian Broadcasting Corporation, or what?
No, that's the ABC is the government channel, so it's really cucked. They have no advertising. I haven't watched it in years. It's all pro Abo, pro Queer, Troon, all like that.
Okay, so your ABC is like our PBS, Public Broadcasting. Okay, I'm learning here. Okay, Australian ABC is like American Public Broadcasting Service. Okay.
Vizard was on Channel 7. Letterman, I think from memory, was on Channel 9. after Vizard ended, a few years later, Letterman started up, I think, here in Australia, they were airing him like 93, 94. Because in school we're talking, oh, have you seen David Letterman? Like, how cool is Letterman? How funny is Letterman? You know, like,
Okay, cool. So I didn't know that. I didn't know you had American late night talk shows in Australia at that time, especially
And-
in pre-internet world. Yeah, I learned something.
yeah, I think we may have had Leno as well.
Really? But you didn't
I
have Johnny
think so.
Carson or yeah.
No,
didn't
we had no
have,
Carson.
You
Oh,
have Joan
Channel
Rivers or
7.
anything. Yeah.
Channel 7 I used to stay up late because as a bad kid. They had NBC Today. I used to watch NBC Today. It started like after Vizard, it started after Vizard. Because I was a hormonal teen, I couldn't get to sleep. It'd start at 11 o'clock or at midnight, and it'd go all the way in the early morning to like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'd stay up all night and watch NBC Today, and then go to school the next day and fall asleep in class.
Wow.
Hmm.
But that brings my next question. How were you able to go back to sleep the night Eddie appeared to you? I wouldn't you want to stay up all night out of fear, put the lights on, say, "Oh, God, I can't go to
Nah.
sleep."
What happened was I stayed up for like maybe an hour, 2 hours because I was so scared. And I was just tired. I had my cat with me too. So I brought this sounds wrong. I think I brought my cat into bed with me or something just as company. My cat was weird too because I reckon cats can see spirits. Like my cat would look behind me like as if someone was there, like staring like over my shoulder or like there's someone behind me. So
Mhm.
that was weird. No, so to answer your question, yeah, it took me like at least 2 hours to get back to bed. And then I just got so tired I had to I just went back to sleep. I had work the following day. I can't remember.
Well, that's my next question. Why you didn't know Eddie that well? You knew him, but you weren't that close with Eddie, correct?
Yeah.
You and Eddie
Yep.
weren't close. You didn't even know Monica was his sister, correct? So you weren't like
Correct.
tight with Eddie. Why did Eddie come to you of all people? Why not your friend? Why did Eddie come to you?
I've often thought about this. I think a lot of the people he hung around with and a lot of the kids when we were kids back then or late teens, young adults, I think he knew me well enough that he knew I wasn't a cunt, like I wasn't a druggie or anything. I think he liked me because we used to chat. And I
Mhm.
think he may have known when he passed over, I was the only one because I had like not that I'm saying I'm perfect, people around here would disagree, you know who. I think I was the only true-hearted person. Like all the other kids were drop kicks, or they're narcissists, or they're drug addicts. He knew, like, I was a virgin back then. I didn't lose my V plates till I was 23. So I think I was more pure than the other kids. So and maybe it's the autism thing too, suspected autism. Maybe that had something to do with it as well. Maybe I've heard that people on the spectrum can open to like the spirit world and stuff like that. That's one theory I've heard. Possibly, I don't know. Great
Well,
question.
I was gonna say, well, do you think it has something to do with your grandfather introducing you to the occult and seances at a young age? Do you think you were some sort of portal because at 7 or 8 years old, your grandfather introduced you to this stuff? You know what I mean?
That as well. I've thought about that as well. So yeah, another great question. I agree with that. I think it had something to do with that. Eddie didn't know I did any of that stuff, but I think he's probably floating around in spirit world in Ghostland somewhere, and he lived near me or whatever, or I was the only one he could reach out to for whatever reason.
Right.
I was the only one that was on that level, on that spiritual level, or whatever you want to call it. The rest weren't because they're all drugged, fucked, they're selfish, they're narcissists. They're doing all this illicit stuff, sleeping around, whatnot. I'm the pure virgin, yeah.
And
Does that?
did you feel after you and your buddy saw the psychic? Do you feel that Eddie really did cross over? You feel he's in peace? What do you think?
This guy, the psychic, he's a friend of mine. He's my father's friend. It's a long story, but I'm still friends. I'm still friends with him, but I'm more now friends actually with his son. His son's 29. He's about to turn 30 now. We actually went to the black metal gig to see Mayhem a few weeks back. His father got me into guitar playing and surfing. So I knew this guy well. It's not like we paid a random psychic money or anything to do this. I believe Eddie passed over because I spoke to another friend. He was Indian and his father was into meditation too. And his father said, when you woke up, Eddie was still there, but you just couldn't see him because you came back to reality. But when you're dreaming, you're connected to the spirit world.
Interesting.
So that's what I think. That's what happened, So
Okay. You want to stick around for one more story? I'm going to take a piss. You want to stick around for one more story?
Yeah.
Stick around. I'll put you on solo. I'll be back in a minute or two. Unless you want me to do the countdown. Do you want me to do the countdown?
Why don't
I'll do the countdown if you don't want.
I? Doesn't bother me.
Problem is,
But I do kind of hate the countdown.
Are people intently watching us, or did everyone go away? Because the chat is totally dead. But you can.
I think I killed it. I think I totally killed it. Chat killer. If I'm boring you guys, just tell OC and I'll fuck off. But I probably didn't tell the story in the best way. I actually appeared on the podcast with that story. Believe Paranormal Radio, season 1, episode 23. If you care to hear that story in its entirety, that's where you can find it. On all good streaming services. So, yes, I apologize, guys. Be cool if comments came up. It's 7:45. I'm gonna get some. I'm not really hungry, but I'll probably get some goy slot. Slot maxing. I think I killed it. I think Pepsi likes this type of shit. Yeah, this is creepy. Consumed by darkness.
You should bring out the Ouija board, not to
Don't
play with.
freak me out.
Just bring out the Ouija board just to show us. Is it glowing in the dark or whatever? It looked like it was in the video. It looked like it was one of those glow in the dark Ouija boards they sell now. Like
Well, do you want me to get it now?
Yeah, but if it's not inconvenient. I mean, if you want to, you don't have
It's
to.
in the cupboard. I'll go get it.
Are we talking about Dogmen? We'll talk about Dogmen if you want. Oh, good. Yeah. So we're having an interesting topic. Talk about something interesting.
Did I kill the chat?
See, I don't care if the chat is dead or not. I'm just purely curious. Are people actually listening to us, or are they just, Okay, so you got a
I'll
Ouija
break it
board.
down. It's in its
Yeah.
box. I was just apologizing to the stream if I killed the chat. Here's the plan, chat. Where'd he go?
I wanted you to showcase your board, man. I thought I'd step aside. It's okay. Sorry, what did I do? Hold on.
I'll get the board out.
There we go. Wait, what do we do? There we go. Cool.
My mother bought this for me. Hey,
Well,
close it. Yeah.
That's interesting. Because your mother, you said, wasn't really into the occult, even though her father was. But she bought you a Ouija board to remind you of her father, your grandfather.
She knows my interests. She knows that I listen to black metal and I'm into UFOs and cryptids. Like, she supports my interests, if that makes any sense. She doesn't necessarily believe in it herself, but she fully supports my interests. So, yeah.
Okay.
She knows what I'm passionate about, and she knows that I guess I don't have that much in my life. So she's happy that I'm into something like skating or whatever, or, Yeah.
Not right now, but you're going to play guitar for us or bass for us? You got those amplifiers in the background. I keep looking at the orange amps. I mean, you're going to play. Not, you don't have to do it right now, but in the future, would you be willing to play for us? Or if not,
Probably.
that's okay.
I've got a couple of videos of me playing, and I got my black metal ambient project up on streaming services. If anyone, I think I linked it in my community tab like last
tell
year.
me, how do you get to it? Show it now, or paste it in some form. We'll put it up, and then we're going to ask you another paranormal story.
Oh, the band was called Vacant Glow. 2 words: VACANT
Vacant
GLO.
glow, vacant glow, like the Ouija board. Okay.
Yeah.
Glow.
Yeah. That was my black metal ambient band. I wrote all the songs. So I played the guitar, did the ambient tracks, and did the vocals. And my friend did the drum programming. So it's basically it's like a 2-man.
How long ago was it, and what website is this on? Bandcamp, or where do you find this?
It's on everywhere: Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube, all streaming services.
Just type in Vacant Glow.
Yeah.
They play your song on the radio? You got your song on the radio, or yeah?
No. It's just I had to pay DistroKid, the third party, to upload it to all the sites. So I don't know, you pay like $30 a year for your membership or something. This is back, I think I did it all in 2022 or something.
So 3 years ago, way back 3 years ago. Okay, cool.
I wanted to do a new band because I wanted to form a shoegaze band or a power pop band. But my friend who got married, who I kicked the abo, he did the drum programming, but he's got no time. Like, I want to start a new band, but he's.
I'm not knocking, but here's where he's going to get upset with me. Here we go. Continue. Here's where you might get upset with me. You know, I strum some guitar. I dick around. I was never able to get a band together. How? I know you're upset. I'm not making fun of you when I say you're more of a failed normie than a spurg. How are you able to get in these bands? Because being in a band is more. It's not even about the music. It's about the social coercion. How are you able to do it? I'm a what? I'm whiting. I'm whiting.
It wasn't a proper band. It's a bedroom project.
Yeah, but still, you managed to get other people to hang out with, to want to make music with you.
One person, and all he did was drag and drop and paste drum beats over my guitar tracks. That's all he did. We'd punch out an album. His drum tracks would take like not even half a day to do.
So Vacant Glow is basically your version of 9 Inch Nails. You are like Trent Reznor. You are Vacant Glow plus this guy doing things in the background. Okay, still
pretty much. He's a session programmer. He's not even a musician. He's a drummer. I can't play drums. He can actually play drums. That's why I needed his help.
Right. But you're saying he didn't play drums. He programmed the drum. He did like a virtual drum machine program. Is what you're saying?
There's a program. I think I had Easy Drummer 2. I think they're up to Easy Drummer 3. And
I get that
all
right?
you do.
Easy or E letters EZ or E? Yeah.
EZY. No, sorry, no Y. EZ Drummer 2. That's the program I used.
Remember, we Americans call the last letter of the alphabet Z, but in the British realm they call it Z. Okay, so EZ or EZ Drummer. Okay, got it. I just want to make it clarify. Yeah.
They're up to Easy Drummer 3, I think now. But my recording equipment, it comes with a license, and the license expired. Like my license expired last year, and I've got money, but he said, don't worry, come to my place to record, because he's got like a mini recording studio. And I'm like, Ben, let's record. Like, let's do some war metal or something. I want to do like another UFO black metal band, or a war metal band, or power pop, or shoegaze. Like, let's do something. Like, are you free this weekend, Ben? No, like, no, cunt wants to fucking record. But he just basically, all he did, I knew how to use the program, but if the music's just basically blast beats, like black metal blast beats. I bought the program. I bought the black metal digipack or whatever they call it. And I just said, he wanted to put grooves in. I said, no, this music's just pure lo-fi black metal filled with blast beats. No fucking grooves. And he went, okay. So he just dragged and dropped blast beats underneath the guitar tracks. I recorded everything. I was the core of the band. But
Well,
I
what
just
is
tell
that?
people that
What is everything? Guitar? Did you play bass? What would you play? Keyboard?
there's no bass because a lot of lo-fi black metal bands, they don't have bass guitar. Like they try and keep it very minimalist. Like the the style of black metal I was going for, like it was minimalist black metal. So it's just 3 tracks, like vocals, guitars, and drums, and that's it. And it's intentionally shitty sounding, like lo-fi sounding. Like it's harking back to the Norwegian black metal sound of the early 90s. Like
Well, you say you don't want to sing, but do you want to sing real quick, just a line or two of one of your songs? Because you were the singer, right?
it was screeching. It wasn't singing. It's like black metal, raspy, like Donald Duck vocals, like Gollum vocals. So
Oh.
I don't even really remember. Oh, I've got my. I'm not going to sing anything, but actually, because I wrote everything down tablature form, and I wrote all the lyrics and everything here. But yeah, the lyrics are up on Spotify or whatever. If you care to sing along, scream.